Welcome to Dennis Money's 2 Cents, your weekly recap of headlines and stories. I'm Matt.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Jake.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Will.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Robbie.
Boom,
We
everybody.
did it.
We did it. We did it. If you have not noticed, we have pretty much the whole crew here. That was not totally perfect. Will, you did jump in front of Ryan.
I was so
Yep.
stressed.
He got excited.
You got so excited.
I just got it in my head, and I was like a kid waiting at a start of a race.
Just jumping ahead. Okay, for those of you that want to know, we did practice that, and it went horribly. And then that time went pretty well. We only had one mistake. It's okay.
Thanks.
All right. Special episode today of 2 Cents. We are just trying this out. We were just saying there's a decent chance it doesn't even get published, but here we go. We wanted to, as we wrap up the year, we just thought could be a good idea to do something a little bit different, kind of do a recap. I think there's going to be two parts of this. Recap of 2023 from our team, and we post, and we'll go over the questions we want to ask, or we're going to go over, and then kind of just a look ahead for 2024. Like, what are we excited about? And so, and we'd encourage you as we go through this to be thinking about this for yourself, not saying these questions exactly, but just we think this is a good opportunity always to kind of, as a year ends and a new one starts, we do joke around about how the human brain is so weird. Ryan, we've talked about this before. It's
Mine
like so
specifically.
yeah,
Yes.
like why it matters that like December 31st and January 1st are like there's no
separate.
difference. Yeah, they're separate for some reason.
Yeah, they
But
mean different things. Yeah.
I think taking advantage of that in a way of just saying it's a good opportunity to, again, check in, review, set goals for the year, whatever. So we're going to go round robin style. Again, we're not talking, sorry, everyone, you're not going to get the Robbie market update or economy update today. We'll do that later. Today, we're going to go over 4 questions, and we're going to go round robin style. We're going to go through everyone. And here are the 4 questions. Number 1, I guess I'll ask you guys, should I go through all 4 or do we just keep them teaser? We just go one at a time.
One at a time.
You're the host, dude.
One at a time.
I don't know. I'm just.
One
we're
at a
just
Can we just
time.
say
we're-
the markets are ripping, though? Can we just
the markets
get that
are
out?
ripping. The markets are ripping. Okay, we'll go one at a time. Victoria said it. All right, everyone. One word. You can only go one word on this one. No explanation beyond it.
Oh,
What is one word you'd use to describe 2023? We're gonna start. Ladies first. Victoria, go ahead.
My word is homecoming.
That feels like we need to know more about it, but
Yeah, that's the point. That's the
Okay.
point.
All right.
I think. Ryan, one word to describe 2023.
Oh,
That's it. Yep.
UGH.
That's it.
Yes,
real?
that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Love
Honestly,
that.
I'm just speaking candidly and personally. That's it.
I
That's
I
my
love
word.
This.
Okay.
Will, what's your word?
I'll go with priorities.
Mm.
Love it. Robbie,
Eventful.
I love these. Everything is like, I do want to know more, Will. Every single time a word comes out. I'll go, and then we'll go Taylor, Jake. The word I chose, I had several, but the one I chose was enlightening. Enlightening. Taylor.
growth.
Oh, so good. Jake.
Yeah, this is a personal one too, kind of like Ryan's. Tired.
No explanation needed. You've got twin boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And now, next question. What are you leaving behind in 2023? Let's start with, let's go back round robin. Let's go Victoria again.
Oh, me again.
Sorry.
All right.
What are you
I
leaving
guess-
behind? This can be more than one word.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
It kind of expands on the word that I just chose. So the word I picked was homecoming, and that was more like kind of coming home to self, because I am a pathological people pleaser, and I have largely lived a life for other people and supposed to's and expectations and things like that, minimizing myself for the sake of other people or a larger goal, I'd say, that maybe I don't really have so much of a tie to. So I am leaving behind all of those behaviors and trying to prioritize myself, what I need, advocate for myself, and no more minimizing myself, I'd say.
Boom. Homecoming feels like the next Taylor Swift album in a way.
Oh, because it ties into football. So that's happening 100%. Uh-huh.
It absolutely is.
No, I think her next one's going to be called Travesty if she breaks up with Travis.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, did you just come up with that, or is that like a social media thing that's going around?
No, I stole that. I have
Okay.
to give a shout out
That's
to
good.
Can you
Ashley from
imagine?
DFA.
Can you imagine Travesty,
Yeah.
the
Because
album?
that's incredible.
And
Yeah.
She's already
like,
planning that.
she's got like a foot on some dude's helmet on the ground. Like she just tackled and scored a touchdown at the same
Boom.
time.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's amazing. She's already planning that. She's planning a breakup date, and then it'll line up with her next tour and
You
Yeah.
guys,
Genius.
they're in
release and all
love.
that.
Leave it
Okay.
alone.
Mhm,
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Ryan.
Oh,
All right, Ryan. You're what is that leading to with what you're leaving behind?
You know what's funny is when I was like 19, I was in a punk rock band and we wrote a song once called Old Me. It's totally irrelevant, but that was actually my answer. What are you leaving behind in 2023? I'm leaving behind old Ryan. Old me.
I like that. That kind of goes along with what
Incredible name
Taylor
for a
was
song.
saying with like growth. It's like you're kind of
Mhm.
emphasizing growth.
Yeah.
You got to let go
I
of the
don't
old.
I
You're
maybe
shedding
on
your
social
skin like a
I'm
snake.
Are you
shedding skin.
rebranding like the Sir Ryan's getting rebranded?
I might. Yeah, it's coming soon. Q1
Rebrand
2024.
Ryan. Okay.
I'm
All right.
rebranding. Yeah. New launch. Soft
like
launch
it.
first, and then we'll go hard launch
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right. Will.
Can't skip the soft launch.
Other than I think I'm going to leave behind in 2023. I'm going to try to leave behind the Nerds gummy clusters at the
Oh
office
my god.
and not eat those anymore.
I love
And on a
that.
serious note, I'm going to try to leave behind some stress.
Mm.
And it's been a kind of a crazy year. And so there's some things that hopefully next year will get sorted out and we'll be good. Like, I just think stress, it sucks. And I'm going to use the fake, like, mental trick of moving into January 1st, 2024 and like turning a new leaf and having a new year and hopefully have some good luck next year. So we'll see.
Love it. Robbie, you
I
struggle with this
just
one. You said you struggle with this one the most.
yeah, and I just figured out that what you guys meant by leaving behind is like what you're not bringing with you in 2023 and in 2024. The way I understood it is like, is there still anything in 2023 that you wanted to do and you didn't do? That's how I understood
hear
the
it.
question. So the answer
You can
to
answer
that,
either way. Let's answer both for you then.
I don't want to leave anything behind. I want to bring everything back with me to 2024. I want that sense of continuity, the narrative to continue. The reason I said eventful is because this year had lots of ups and downs you guys all are aware of, and I was very happy to experience them all. If I compare 2023 to 2020, not that 2020 was objectively a bad year, but 2020 passed by as if you just woke up from a nap and nothing really happened. Whereas 2023, if I try to reimagine what January felt like, it's like 5 years away from now, just because so many events happened. And I like that. I don't want time to pass under my legs without me noticing.
I don't want to follow that.
I
We
like
should
that.
stop.
Just be grateful for what happened to you. It's cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Robbie. It's like, because the words I was kind of mulling over, like leaving behind, like things like mistakes or whatever. But to your point, it's like that has all led to who you are today. So it's kind of hard to say you want to leave all that behind. But I struggle with this one too. I struggle with this a lot. I was writing some things down and thinking about it a lot. But I think the thing I settled on the most of what I want to leave behind is self-doubt. Would probably be my biggest thing. There's been a lot of transition, like all of you, in both career and life and just whatever. And I think maybe I'm just justifying this for making myself feel better. But I think at one time or another, certain times of our life, we all struggle with this, like this level of self-doubt. And I want to let that go. And like Will said, turn over a new leaf and just be more confident in myself and everything that I do. So that'd be what I'm leaving behind. Taylor.
The thing I'd like to leave behind in 2023 is leaving things behind. See what I did there?
Ooh, I see what you did
Wow.
there.
So
That just shook me.
what I mean by this is
It just shook me.
with growth this year, it really hasn't been like personal inner growth. It's really been like I have grown my client count, my family size has grown, my waistband has grown.
It's a weird,
right?
weird flex.
And it feels like as everything is growing around me, there's a lot of things that I am leaving behind. I'm missing small details. I'm missing small interactions. I'm missing following up with things, and I find myself, putting things off, and then I just get these big, large, like to-do lists, and it just gets bigger and bigger and larger and easier and easier to put off because it just feels like this big cloud that I've got to take care of. So the biggest thing that I want to leave behind is letting that stuff pile up and really just be committed to not letting things get left on the table.
Love it. Jake, bring us home.
It's funny. Everyone's kind of said some version of, "Well, I've had a lot of change or different things happen this year." Do you think there's ever a year in our lives where we look back over the year and be like, "Yeah, not much happened"? No, or is it just like
No, you
at
just
the-
forget maybe, like your memory just fades from previous years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
think
look back at pre-kid years, and I'm like, nothing happened during that
Yeah,
time.
just so true. No, but I think there's
I
some
thought-
years that are like more stable or less stable than others, or more
Yeah.
change and less change than others.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll continue with the theme, and this is a year of change for me. I'm going to break some of our rules, and actually I'm going to talk a little bit about why I said, tired. I gave that answer as my one word to describe 2023. As you guys know, my wife and I, we had twins a couple of years ago. So I had twin boys, ages, like they started the year at 4 months. They're now like 16 months old. And so it's funny. I actually asked my wife in thinking about this, I'm like, what word would you use to describe 2023? And she said tired. So we're on the same page. We're in sync.
There you go.
Again, but in a good way. Again, not that it's all been good stuff, but it's just learning the rhythms of being a parent, right? Kind of type of thing, and learning how to balance work and parenting.
Tired just means you've been putting in the work, because that's a good
putting
thing.
in the work, and so that's something I would like to leave behind. Kind of trying to be a little less tired this year would be nice. Focus on sleep. I'm going to use two. Another thing I want to leave behind would be, I would like if my sports teams would like leave behind their losses. I am sick of rooting for teams who are losing, so I'm hoping for a better sports year this year, 2024. Let's go.
You think the Jazz are just going to magically start winning games in January?
I don't think the
That would be
Jazz are
great.
leaving any of that behind. The Utes, though, I think going into next year could do
We had a
that.
lot
For
of
sure.
injuries. Let's get all that behind us. Let's
leave
just
it
move
behind.
on. Fresh
Yeah.
slate. Yep.
Leave the losses behind. So,
Yes.
okay, we're going to reverse order so we don't keep putting Victoria first. We're going to just start back with Jake and reverse order back. So the next question being, what's one word you would use to describe how you're feeling about 2024? Jake.
For this word, is this like what my goal is, kind of like what like ties into our next question, or is this just like how I'm feeling in general about the year 2024? Whatever.
How you're feeling. Yep.
Whatever I'm feeling. Well, I'm always feeling optimistic. If you know me, like, again, not to talk about sports again, but I have to. I'm always pretty optimistic that things are going to go okay. So I'm always optimistic looking into the new year. To maybe relate this a little back financially, we got a lot of people worried about a recession and things happening this year. Those worries maybe still be there for a lot of people going into 2024. I don't know. I might take a kind of wild guess and say I think the economy is going to do great. The stock market's doing pretty well. I'm pretty optimistic.
Let's go, baby.
We're gonna have to edit now.
You could come back at the end of next year.
Returns. Let's go.
The world will collapse next year.
We can't
Like,
say
you
that,
give a
Jake.
return
Projections
speculation
on returns for this year.
No, thank you. But let's just say optimistic. I'll start us off with I'm feeling. The one word is optimistic about 2024.
Okay, so Jake broke the rule, but that's okay. Taylor, do better.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. I loved it. One word, Taylor, to describe.
I'm gonna take what Jake did. I'm gonna add on to it. I'm just gonna say stoked. I'm stoked for 2024.
I feel like we're all going to have the same thing. My word was also optimistic, but I'm going to change it since we got optimistic,
Good
we got
podcasting.
stoked like a surfer dad. My word is excited. There we go.
Is
Robbie.
it me? Oh, it's Robbie.
I had optimistic too, which
Look
is.
at us.
Did we all have that word?
Well, tell us you're
We
really
all must be-
pessimistic about
we all-
next year.
You
Really
wanna know
tell
my
us you're
real
really
word?
doubting.
We all
My
must
word
be
is-
long-term investors. Go ahead, Will.
My word is Jake's 2023 word, and it's tired.
Yeah,
That's what you're expecting
Already.
for.
That's my 2024 word. So
That makes sense. That
I'll
makes
pass it
sense.
on to you.
Do you want to
Yeah,
share
we'll
why,
just-
Will?
we're just having twins next year. So, and we already have
Twin
3
club.
other kids.
He's
So
joining the twin club.
there's
Let's
going
go.
to
DA.
be some.
Do
some
not drink
chaos.
the water when you come to the DA office.
I was gonna say, don't come
Just
to DA.
don't accept a water. That's it. That's my advice.
Oh, it's so funny. Ryan, your word for 2024.
My word is actually calm. I'm feeling very calm about the year ahead.
Love that.
Very
Love that.
centered. Yeah. Yeah.
Buddha.
Take that.
Victoria.
The word I wrote down for this is trust. I trust it. It's going to be a good one. I've put in the work and now hopefully it'll come to fruition.
Love that. It's just speaking of this, are we going to share the words of 2024 for our company? We might as well, right? You just mentioned one of them. Trust, stability, and accountability. So those are the words for the company. I feel like that's appropriate. Okay, final question. We'll go random order here. I'll throw it out. What's one thing you're committed to improving in 2024 and why? One thing I'm going to say about this really quick as we jump into this. I posted this on our team Slack, this question for everyone this morning. And I genuinely was so impressed and truly inspired by all the answers. I've been thinking about them all day. So I would actually, if you're going to do nothing else as a dentist out there, I actually think this is really a great thing to do with your team is post, and so whatever your communication is with your team, post this question and get people to respond with just literally one thing. Just what are you working on and why? And I don't know how you guys felt about that whole thing, but I loved the answers. I thought they were awesome. And it was truly inspiring and getting me stoked, as Taylor would say, for 2024. So I love that. Okay. So what is one thing you are trying to improve? You're committed to improving in 2024 and why? Let's start with Robbie.
For 2024,
better returns.
Yeah,
Sorry, Robbie, go ahead.
Come on.
Sorry.
Hard to beat this year. Hard to beat.
Very good. This year, I was running at full capacity in all the stuff that I do in life, and I was really enjoying feeling so productive. But then life threw at me a couple of curveballs, and I didn't have the bandwidth to deal with them and reflect upon them. So in order to be more efficient, more robust, rather than productive in my life, I'm committed to pacing myself better. So I, enjoy every moment more.
Love that. I'll go. We'll just go circle. So Will, we're going to end with you. Just so you know. So when we did this as a team, my answer was kind of lame, and it was communication. And then I got a bunch of I read everyone else's answers. I got to get better. I got to dial this in a little bit better. So I get more specific here. So generally, communication is what I'm focused on, but more specifically, I think is just being a better listener in general. And I think the kind of sub points of that being having more intention with listening, being more mindful, being kind of what Robbie was saying. I think, and I guess this is kind of to say to be a better listener. It requires to have more intention, be more present, be more mindful, and have more of a mindset that every interaction I have, there's something to learn from someone. Every single person I come across, having more of the mindset of I can learn something from this person, and I owe it to myself and to them to respect them and to just be a more intentional listener. So that's what I'm focused on among a laundry list of other things, but that's the main focus I have for 2024. Let's go, Taylor.
So what I really want to focus on this year is efficiency. It's very easy in our job to just get distracted and disorganized. There is constant, speaking of communication, there's just communication coming in from every possible channel. Phone calls, texts, emails, Slack messages, client meetings, you name it. And it's very easy to just get distracted going over here, over there. And sometimes I'll look back at my day, feel like I was doing things all day long, and then I got nothing done. And the biggest focus I want to have on this year is really finding a way to fine tune and become more organized on a day-to-day basis so I can be more efficient, just so that I can put more time into my clients and all of my work and back into the team and everything that I've got going on.
Love it. Jake?
Okay. Has anyone seen the movie About Time? I know Will has. Anyone else seen
fantastic
the
movie.
Best movie.
Fantastic movie.
Number one movie.
My
Number one. Is it your favorite movie of all time, Will?
It's my tie. It's
It's
in
up
my
there.
top three. Yeah.
It's my wife's favorite movie of all
It's
time.
good.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
good.
I recommend any listeners if you haven't watched it.
Shout out Rachel McAdams. I mean, come on.
Shout out Rachel McAdams. Anyway, this movie is essentially, it's like a romance family movie, but there's like the one wrinkle is this guy can travel back in time. Okay, just kind of crazy thing. He can go back in time. The kind of the story unfolds in there, but there's this part at the end. This is not spoiling anything, but his dad's best advice for how to use this like superpower to travel back in time. He's like, live your normal day, just like go through all the stresses and the pressures and anxiety that comes with like living day to day. And then at the end of every day, go back and live that day again and try to notice, kind of be more present and notice things in your life a little bit more. And you'll just like find it shocking how many good things happen to you, like small things every day. And this kind of ties into what I want to go through. We've all mentioned work and life gets very busy. And there's often times where I wake up in the morning like, wow, look at all this stuff that I have to get done today. And I just view those as like boxes that I need to get checked and finished, right? And so I go through and like, man, I just have to get through this day is kind of my attitude going into each day. And I really want to focus on just being more present and intentional. Ryan has talked about this before. A lot of us did not get into this job to kind of talk about Roth IRAs and 401ks all the time. You know, a big reason why a lot of us are here is we have the unique opportunity to help people and to solve problems and to listen, and kind of this relationship we build with our clients and the people we talk to is really special. And so I just want to focus on those things more than like go into every meeting to saying, how can I help? How can I be more present and kind of feel more fulfilled, rather than just viewing every task as just something to get done.
Boom.
It's amazing. Victoria.
These are all such good answers. I'm feeling intimidated about mine. Well, 2023 was like a real, like, I don't know, there was a lot of things that happened to me, just crazy events. And I thought I was going to call it like the worst year of my life, but there's actually a lot of good in it. And I think mindset is really the name of the game there. But with everything that happened to me this past year, I think something that I'm more and more committed to and that I want to focus on in 2024 is actually showing up for myself. And what that means is checking in with my energy and being honest with myself, saying no to more things, because I'm such a yes girl. Like, you need something, I'll get it done. If I don't know how, I'll figure it out. Saying no to things, actually enjoying the journey along the way, making more time and space for my hobbies and things like that, just so I can be more of my present self when I am at work or in my personal life. So I'd say for me, it's just showing up for me.
The theme for Victoria in 2024 comes from the smash sitcom hit Parks and Rec. There's an episode on there where they have a treat yourself day. So the theme for Victoria in 2024 is treat yourself.
No, seriously, because I also have I really struggle with spending money on myself too. And I'm working on that, allowing myself to enjoy moments along the way. So for sure.
Yeah. Perfect. Ryan.
First, I want to read a text from my 16-year-old daughter who's standing outside of this room right now wanting to get in to get something while we record. And she says, can you guys talk about your inability to handle money as a grown adult a little faster? I need to get in there.
That is amazing.
Sums it up.
Dude.
That's what I have to look forward to, Ryan.
Okay.
That's those texts
when
my kids get older.
Just really quick, Ryan, I still remember the day we were hanging out at my old house, right? A couple years ago.
Yeah.
And she called you. She called you, one of your four daughters. Yeah. It was this one.
Yep.
And you had a conversation on speaker.
Yeah.
And she hung up and I was like, she's so freaking cool.
The coolest in the whole world.
And that right there shows you what we mean. She's so cool.
Your inability to handle money as a grown adult. I mean, that's kind of what we're here discussing, basically. That's why we're in business. That's
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Okay,
that's amazing.
So, thanks, Lily.
Lily, well, hurry up. I'm sorry.
Thing I'm committed to next year, it's a little reminiscing a little bit. One of the things I've been most proud about, for me in this company, it's been over 15 years now. And one of the things I've been most proud about compared to how most of this industry runs is the amount of time we're willing to spend with people, helping them make smart financial decisions and not just telling them what to do, but educating them along the way so they understand what they're doing and why they're doing it and feeling comfortable, like they're making the decisions too, right? Not just being told by somebody. Something that's been on my mind a lot is just the things we have to give and take with growth and scale. And me personally, for next year, just professionally speaking, my highest goal is to spend a more proactive time with my clients. One of the things we knew in the beginning was that dentists are very busy, and the more successful that they become, the less time they have for meetings. And I've seen this play out, time and time again with most of my clients. So we knew that behind the scenes work while they're in the chair and doing things in people's mouths to help their teeth is really important, because we can't get everything done in a meeting with the dentist. That's just the way it goes. So my commitment next year is to spend more proactive behind the scenes time on each client, just helping them stay organized and, avoid bad mistakes and make good ones. So there she goes.
There she goes. And if your daughter wants to come in and tell us her thing, that would be wonderful as
she
well.
honestly would be
probably
like
dominate.
the funnest podcast person in the world. She would be so entertaining. We've talked about starting a podcast together. I don't even know what we do, but just listen to her talk about how lame I am. Yeah. It would be amazing.
I like that. All right, Will, bring us home.
Okay, my thing that I want to focus on is learning. And I feel like kind of the same theme where you get busy, you get into like the minutia of the day and you check boxes and you get all your stuff done, and you try to at least, and then you sit down and you do your kids, or you have dinner, and then you watch sports, and then you go to bed, and it's great. It's a good life, but I just feel like I'm not actively trying to increase or get smarter or better, or, I just haven't made time for it this last year, and I want to make time for it this year. Shout out Jake. He does a weekly article that he writes, and he wrote one about Charlie Munger, who passed away this year. He is one of the, co-owners of Berkshire Hathaway, partners with Warren Buffett. And so super smart, financially minded guy. And he just had a quote Jake put in this article that I liked. And it says, "I constantly see people rise in life who are not the smartest, sometimes not even the most diligent, but they are learning machines. They go to bed every night a little wiser than they were when they got up. And boy, does that help, particularly when you have a long run ahead of you." I just think I just want to learn more, not even about Roth IRAs and 401ks, but more just life and things that would be meaningful, and not get lost in annoying things on Twitter, and prioritize my time in less mind numbing things, and more I don't know, more things that help me become and be better and improve and be better at my job, and also be a better dad and whatever, be a better husband. So that's mine.
Love it. And shout out Jake. Yeah, your posts are awesome. We're going to talk Charlie Munger a little bit later. So this was awesome, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. I heard a theme throughout this entire thing, which was being present. I think that's kind of the general theme that I heard from this, which is actually great, because I think that's kind of the point of this whole thing, was to kind of take a step back, although we did intertwine a little bit of money, investing, whatever, but I think this kind of encompasses this whole mindset of being more present. And also, one of the things that we talk about all the time with the nature of our work with investing or financial planning is risk, right? Is risk management. And something I think that we need to not forget is, I think the greatest risk of all of life is missing the point. And to what you guys are saying, missing the point of all of this. And I think taking a step back and saying, it's not about the returns this year or this month or this quarter, or what's happening in the news or your Roth IRA. Those are all great. And Will, you just said it, leads to a good life. You can't forget those details, but sometimes take a step back and take a moment to think about what is the point of all of this, and being more present. So this was awesome, guys. Thank you all for doing this. I threw this at you 2 days ago, and I feel like everyone came at this with incredible intention and put their full heart into this. Really appreciate everyone listening. Any other final thoughts anyone want to throw? Ryan seems ready to throw something out. He's ready to go with that Santa hat.
No, it's just a lot of caffeine I ingested recently, so I'm bouncy. We're good. Okay. I love this. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. We love feedback, advice. If you want to hear more of this kind of stuff, or just anything, please let us know. We hope the rest of 2023 is a great year, and on to 2024. That was our 2 cents. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.